wealth gives you grace. Raise your blaster idiot, red scream loud. Steal the riches, crush the planet's bound. In the vacuum of space, you take your stand with your foolish grin and treasure in hand. Fueled by madness and a broken thread, our shielded world shiver at the name idiot bled. A looter's anthem echoing through the void. Your reputation, destruction's deployed. Hordes better, high space winds howl. Idiot bled's laughter, insults so foul. In the wreckage you find your glee. From the stardust to infamy. Raise your blaster, idiot bled, scream loud. Still the riches crash, the planet's bound. In the vacuum of space you take your stand with your foolish cream and treasure in hand. Here's up the rank of a prize lies. $99 backstroke for disguise. Star Trek's essence lost in the void. The frailty, joy destroyed. No mercy for greed. Blood wine flows. Cling on honor, let it show. Bugs invade, electric beast. Star Trek soul, now deceased. Galactic vultures scorching gold. Drenched in nation, story soul. Ranky smile, power thirst. Legacy shattered, unforgivable curse.
All right, let's turn the tunes down a little bit. Welcome in, everybody. It is Sunday fun day. Hopefully you're having a fantastic weekend. I hope that you are. We've had a lot of fun here lately on stream and everything, so hopefully y'all are having a blast. I'm gonna make my camera just a smidge smaller. Oh my goodness, sinuses hitting me up. It's that time of the year. It's springtime. I mean, the pollen won't get out my nose and whatever it is that makes me sneeze 18 times in a row. Welcome in. Good to see you. We're going to talk about event store currency loot. We're going to talk about where that's at, actually, I think is the more specific. We're going to talk about event store loot, which I personally think is quite good. Quite good, good. But I'm comparing that to other things. We'll see what chat thinks. Right? We'll see what chat thinks. Maxed Mayflower on my level 31 account. It went to 31. Maxed a Bortas. And over here on server 20, also been putting in some work. So Rev's been busy. Why? Leaderboard. You might go, hey, Rev, it's an XSLB, and you hate XSLBs. I think everybody hate XSLBs. However, PvP officers, y'all know how I am about that. So I'm currently 7th in this one. And it's not just PvP, by the way. Picard Hugh is more than just a PvP officer. It's just a generalized, really good officer. But I'm going after both of those. And because server 710 just ascended to G5, I'm pushing that account up to about 35 so I can get a lot of my stuff done. But, with anything, value. We'll get some hellos, some goodbyes, and everything else from y'all. Hope y'all are doing well. Event store currency for everybody. Free to play, as in you didn't spend $1. Over 400,000. It is currently at 415. If you purchase the battle pass, you should be around 450. Again, this is assuming you've completed all the meta. So for example, on server 710, my alliance has still not finished. They're like 15 away. The mission key. Well, that final mission key milestone is 14,000, which is a pretty significant chunk. So make sure if you're out there, you're doing those things that help out your alliance and your group. But payouts have been good. And then I think that we most all would agree that the event store offerings have been quite good as well. Whether you're going for special ship acquisition, picking up the primes. Believe it or not, on my low-level account, I actually picked up prime critical damage floor. And you might go, Rev, why? Well, that's actually going to help me in multiple ways. Number one, in PvP. And number two, as soon as I'm ready to go after Zindi, I'm not going to have a struggle. Because remember that immediate struggle with the Zindi is you had to have prime critical damage floor, but there's a favor for it. Well, you had to get that favor at a 5 out of 5, or else you had some struggles. Well, I just kind of skipped a step and said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get that now. So I'm not going to have that same level of worry. So planning for the future, always a great way to handle it. But I think the event store has been nice. I want to start the show with getting y'all's thoughts on the event store. What did y'all think on the currency, and what have y'all gone after? No rights, no wrong answers here. But what have y'all gone after, and what do you think? Now, we do have this separated, as you can see, between free-to-play metas, free-to-play loot. Lots of metas in this run. Lots of metas, but we've also had things separated by what's locked behind the ships, what's not locked. And shout out to Tarpitude, who put in a lot of work to make this an even better version, or more accurate version, more detailed version of what we've had before. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Scud says number 1 so far on Section 201 Threat Eliminations SLB. Congratulations, Scud. Very nice to see. RV says they picked up a few primes of the Lorca skill points. I picked up Lorca skill points on my level 30 account, which is good to see. Primo says they got Dolomite and the medallions now. You're stuck on what to spend the rest on. Also, Dolomite, great. Now, real quick tip for those that don't remember, Dolomite is in there, but you got to go looking for it, because it's not under the new additions, because technically it's not a new addition. Also, don't forget, if you are here, hit this button. You never know what you're going to get. I'm going to get 1,500, but it's still 1,500 I didn't have. So if you go into here, remember Dolomite is under the currencies. So scrolling over, you'll still find your prime Dolomite. So a very valuable pickup, 100% worth going after if you so choose, but easy to forget because it's not in the new folder that I think a lot of people got, really, and understandably, a lot of people really staring into that new folder. So that new folder giving you 2 other prime particles with the, there we go, scroll back, with the prime cosmic particles and the prime orbit medallions. So you hate the Alliance tournament refresh tokens. They're not working right. I click refresh and poof, tokens disappear and the task are not refreshed. There is, you got to wait a little bit. There is a time on that. So it works, it's just slow, and it does need to be better. Absolutely. But the major focus for you was the rare Revenant parts, given the slow drip available. See, I don't actually find the Revenant to be that slow of a drip compared to something like the NSCA. But, again, that's all relative to, your experience, which is completely valid and fine. And I've been leveling up this Rotar. I need to go dock it and see how close I am to hitting 40. But anyway, where we're at on loot. Is anybody who has not spent? Because if you spend it all, you probably don't know how much you got. How much did y'all end up with? I'm assuming most of our free-to-play are above 400K, which is what I want to hear. Maximum engagement is over 1 million event store currency. Keep in mind, that's getting all the leaderboards, all the things. So, yeah. If you come out of the tourney screen, do something else for 1 minute, and come back to the tournament tab. It's about 30 to 40 seconds, yes. It's about 30 to 40 seconds. So, and it's very annoying, 100%. And it's definitely been sent out. JG says their free-to-play only got 150. So, JG, you must have missed a lot of events. And have you completed the metas? Because I will say that one thing that I fought to get back, for example, was the mission key, AMS and SMS. So the mission key SMS for a player is 36,000. And then for the AMS, the Alliance, another 28,000. So that's almost, that's about 60,000 currency. I mean, more than that, just in mission keys. So when I go telling everybody, hey, go do your mission keys, that's why. Well, I argued for a couple of months because we didn't have it. If you go back to, I think it was Symbiosis Part 2. Oh, that one had it. Was it Continuum? There we go. Mission key. Yeah, it was Year of Hell Part 2. No mission key. Mission key did not pay it out. And I was like, whoa. Nay. And again, that's still a solid month. But you can go back to mission keys paying out 30,000, which they're back to paying good amounts. See, this is going back to Gorn Part 2. Look at Symbiosis Part 2, only 18. So, and that was a month where we didn't get enough currency. We complained about that. So I'm happy to see such amounts there. I think is really good. Of course, you've got the paid battle pass giving you out another 20-something thousand. I'm sorry, about 30 more thousand in the paid battle pass. So you got 3 ships free to play through this one. Very nice, man. Eviscerator, NX-01, and the Vindicator. Great. Where's your NSCA? Did you pick that one up yet, or did you already have it? Either way, great job. That's a lot of good work. Good job. So, level 30, got the Board Cube, Lorca SP, and the rest went to 25 Sloan BPs. Solid. I like it. I like it. So, sounds like most people so far are pretty happy with the event store process, right? Yes, no. Yes, no. Everybody happy? Not happy? If you have complaints, I want to hear them because I'll be giving feedback this week. And I want to be able to give the feedback for y'all. You've been gone a year and a half. Well, welcome back to me. That's quite a long time to be away. NSCA, definitely focus on if you haven't already. Arguably the most important special ship in the 40s. So, in fact, some ginger content creator just made a video about that. So, just did. Happy with the event store? Good to hear, Flashman. Are launch servers getting merged? No. No. Love this event store. My only complaint is the shadow dropped event, spin events and grouping all G4 in spin events. Yeah, Dinwit. And you know, that comes down to them trying to get spending, right? They're trying to get spending involved, which from a business perspective, I understand. From a player perspective, very annoying. Very annoying. Also, I got the wrong game pulled up. I'm over here playing on server 710. All right, let me get this sped up. Yeah, we've got this done. We've taken this now, as you can see, tier 8, level 40. Nice. So we got that done. We need to go finish our battle pass today, though, which is hostiles in the Lost Herogen area. So I'm a new guy. Level 19 is the event store, only showing me things for my level. Yes, Schaefer. Depending on your level, you'll see different offerings in the event store. So depending on what you're seeing, we would generally recommend officers or Syndicate XP for a low-level player such as yourself. At level 19, the Syndicate XP is probably going to help jumpstart you the most, as well as, you know, potentially the officers, depending on what's there. I don't remember off the top of my head because I don't have a 19 at the moment. I've got one that's semi-close to you at 31, but more than happy to help out with that as well. You're missing a lot of 4-star rare gas. Eddie, make sure you're doing your Bajoran pulls, your Revenant pulls, right? Your Texas pulls. That's going to be big ways to get those rare mats. Rare mats. Server 22 merging with server 56. Heard Tracy. Which level should I stop upgrading my Sanctus? That really depends on what your long-term goals are. So for me, I didn't take my Zombek past tier 6 because I knew I was going to dump really heavy into all of the G5 epics. And everybody here that's followed a while knows that one of my goals is I want to max out all 3 G5 epics. That's one of my things. I've got an Enterprise D at tier 11. I've got a Rotarn at tier 8, and then I'm going to be working on obtaining the Dadair decks. So if you have a similar goal, then don't dump heavy into your Sanctus or your Sompek or your Crozier. Tier 5, Tier 6 will handle everything you need. It'll handle your Chronom entities. It'll handle your solo waves for a good bit. Without spending too much of those mats and resources you would need for your 60s. Now, if you're going to be spending quite a bit of time at 56, which is completely okay, I mean, you could take it all the way up to tier 9. I wouldn't recommend maxing them. It just depends on what your long-term goals are. And in this game, this is a game you've got to, you know, plan long-term, right? That doesn't mean that you have to know what you're doing 2 years down the road, but you know, every decision you think, hey, what's my next step, and is this helping that next step? Didn't see much that looked good to me, but was not sure. So I'll tell you this, Shaver, at your level, and I didn't mention this last time, so I'm going to repeat it. Syndicate XP is huge. I would also really recommend away team trait experience because that helps with getting a lot of faction credits, etc. That's super handy. Look at this random Vorcha down here just being all ugly. Why are you so ugly, Mr. Vorcha? You bring dishonor to the Klingon Empire looking that disgusting. Fix your edges, buddy. Fix your edges. There's the Enterprise D. There is a setting that's supposed to make that better, but Klingons just feel like they just aren't better. So it is, where is that button? Where is it? Zoom, animation, cutting beam, Latin, omission, sound effects, music. Well, where the heck is it? There's a button for that. Q attacks. I could have sworn. Oh yeah, there it is. Improved system textures. Hey, just like there's an option there, but man, the Klingons still look like complete poop, and I hate it. They really screwed us. They really screwed us. You got Anorax, absolute game changer for solo waves. I use him in my solo waves as well, so can confirm. Absolutely can confirm. Go get that one done. Collect this. There we go. Get our battle pass completed. And then today's also Sunday, so don't forget Anomalous Phenomenon today. And if you're Rev, that means we're going to go do our Dominion. That's right, we're going to do Dominion solos. We like combine everything. Make sure I've got full synergization for this crew. I do. And we're just going to jump it up here and do that. All right, scan. All that is tomorrow, Anthony. So my scope and my going under at the doctor is tomorrow morning. So all prayers appreciated. That's what the fundraiser is currently for, to pay for this unexpected medical bill. And I've got to do all that tomorrow. It's not a full-on, hospital. It's inpatient. Is that what they call it? So thankfully, I shouldn't miss too much work. And hopefully we get some answers and some help. But it is a expense. So thank you for asking. And we're almost halfway to our goal. Outpatient. Thank you. Thanks to everybody being so supportive. So greatly appreciate to those who support me and my family. Thank you. Because you can go out of the hospital and done. Yeah, there you go. Outpatient. Thank you. You jump from off 39 to 42 with the help of this month's Choice Rewards. Gotta love how they've changed as rewards. Yeah. Choice Rewards have been a fantastic addition to the game. One of the things that's changed a lot from Tumik, from it not being here a year and a half ago, is the Choice Reward system. Great addition. Now let's see what else do we have anything? Nothing I can grab. So I'm going to rotate these and I'll come check them in a bit. So I can I actually could have checked to see if I can do the Temporal Disruptor one, but we'll do this first. Just found you this past week and I've been learning where I've failed in the game. There's so many things to do. I got lost and was doing things that looked good but didn't help me. And you look, Schaefer, that's okay, because honestly, we all get in that. And this is a long game to play. And the way I like to word to everybody is enjoy the process, because there is no end game. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. There's just no end game in this game. Like, you don't get to level 70 and, it opens up 800 dungeons. There's no end game. So enjoy what you enjoy. Do your stuff. Have fun. And take your time and ask questions. Don't feel like you have to get anywhere, have to rush anywhere. Just take your time and have a good time. That's all you need to focus on, and you'll be good to go. You can see how life's been stressing me out. I didn't even finish the battle pass on this account. Ugh, things be getting to you. So, hey, Kella, how you doing? Good to see you. Humans and Romulans are all about the sexy. Klingons are raw and edgy. Will stab you with those edges. Stabby, stabby is the Klingon way. Embrace it. I mean, I do have a stabby, stabby right here. So, we do like our Klingon stabby, stabby. I would just prefer my ships and all to look good. So, we're going to go ahead and do these beams real quick. And then run another one of these Armadas. What's your Wrath of Khan going to happen vibe meter? I don't know what that means, Ryan. All right, let's see. Prime Orbit Medallions. Good idea to upgrade Prime versus players if Zindia is maxed. Are you asking about the Prime critical damage floor? Yes. I do think that's good, because so many of our PvP builds still are based around that. And it's actually something I picked up. I would encourage you to as well. So, I would encourage you to as well. Haven't been in the game since the Franklin was new. Started level 19 5 months ago. Level 29 FKR. Closed rep 10 million. Very nice. Penalty for absence. Didn't fix my field training. Best regards. So Bart, welcome back to the game. Glad you're here. Welcome here. I'm glad you're having a good time. At least I hope you're having a good time. And also just realized I have the wrong crew here for what I'm doing. But oh well, it'll be fine. Nobody said anything about me running a random Anorax crew doing Dominion solos, but it'll be okay. I'll just swap it. Gives me a chance to head back and use the jump I need to complete my anomalous phenomenon. So, to complete my anomalous phenomenon. Words are hard. Words are hard. What's the best epic mirror dust to spend on first? The best epic mirror dust. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this cube beamed in. So, I mean, technically you have to do all of them, right? Everything is a prerequisite to itself. So, let's go ahead and recall. As far as which one to go after, you know, debating like top row versus bottom row. Here, let's pull it up. So there's a lot of good efficiencies here in the bottom row, which I think the average player is going to focus on more, wanting to get towards. But you have to get all of this. Like, for example, if I want to get more premium ISO defense, I've got to do all of the things. So you've got to just continue moving through both paths. So, good afternoon, Ballybomb. Good to see you. Hope your weekend as well. Well, thank you, Queen Sweetie. That's very kind of you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. This is the premium. You mean the epic one? My bad. Epic efficiencies. Bottom row. The top row of the epic is something, things that don't matter unless you're a Sigma player. So if you were talking about this one, my apologies. Well, efficiencies. But again, they're all tied together. So screwed myself by tearing Fringy Whip too far. Now I have all FTs and it's useless. Well, sorry to hear that, Gary Kirk. There is still a very small chance you can get the proto matter and stuff, but hey, things happen. We make mistakes. It doesn't matter if you've been here for 6 years or 6 months. That's just part of it, and that's okay. I promise you, I've made plenty myself. So I'm right there with you, my friend. Let me go ahead and do this. We're going to change this crew real quick so we stop embarrassing ourselves. I'm not that Anorex is a bad crew. It's just, why would I run that for Armadas? You know, let's just throw, oh, you're on an away team. That's fine. We'll just go ahead and group, and we'll grab Julian Bashir. And an error occurred, because why not? It is a Star Trek Fleet Command Scopely game. Yeah, apply. Group. Bashir. What is your problem? Okay. Star Trek Fleet Command doesn't like me today. How about this? Swap the entire ship around. Yeah, how about that? How about them apples? I'll just swap the entire ship and go over here where there is an Armada crew. Freaking Scopely. Trying to make me lose my hair. I've already lost enough of it. We're going back. All right. I just got the whip. Why don't I want to level it all the way? So the higher you level it, the less likely you are to get proto matter and trial bells, the more likely you are to get rare and epic fragments. So we typically tell people to either stop at tier 4 or tier 8. You just pick which one you want to do. So made a suggestion to do a Wrath of Khan arc with 2S Wrath of Khan crew. Wrath of Khan is already coming. So that's already happening. I've pitched them Wrath of Khan many times, and Wrath of Khan is coming this year. I've gotten to work with 2 of the game designers in charge of it quite closely, and yeah. Y'all will get to see Wrath of Khan. Y'all will get to see Wrath of Khan. Yeah. It's Scopely, that's why. I mean, it is. What's the max tier you'd recommend you take the whip to? 4 or 8? 4 or 8. Let's see. Make sure I'm not missing any questions. So I'm scrolling through the chat. All right, cool. Looks like we're caught up. I hate falling behind. I want to make sure everybody's voice feels heard. So, appreciate all y'all. Wrathcon sent you the last of the officially announced content of the roadmap, besides things like eventual features. Well, generally what they'll do with roadmaps is usually roadmaps give you 6 months of what's coming, and then they'll do another one for another 6 months. So Y'all have not been told what's coming or everything that's coming. I will say that. So, will you take part in the movie quiz tomorrow? I will not. How are you? I'm alive. We need better mining officers? I don't agree, Zeph. Why? I would be so upset if they spent time making new mining officers. Like, I would be legitimately angry that they would waste our time with new mining officers. Zeph, make your case, because that would be one of those things where, like, I'm immediately giving the month probably a D grade no matter what else because of how terrible the officers are if you made mining officers. At this point in the game, why? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That, again, that's my opinion. Everybody's allowed to have their opinions. We're not going to judge people for having opinions. We have tons of mining officers already, and they're not even needed. Welcome in, I'm a Junior. How you doing? Why in the heck did Scopa do Galaxy Quest? Because Paramount Plus told them to. And it gave us arguably the best special ship in G4, so. Any word on space station skins? If I had a word, could I tell you? There are 20 plus minor crew members in the game, and that's more than enough. And I'm saying that as a minor. There you go, Touch Gameplay. Appreciate you coming in on my side. Heck yeah. There are a lot of them already, though. And the only ones that matter, in my opinion, are the protected cargo ones. So, a Trillium mining officer might be useful, but why would it be useful? If you have an NSEA, you should have zero issue with Trillium A or Trillium D. Just have an NSEA. The stats on existing mining crews are outdated. The percents are not high enough. Yeah, but why does that matter? It's not like it's slow to mine anything. Nothing's slow. You could take your Selkie with a PvP crew and have everything you need mined in an hour. You don't even need it. So, is there any need to research the bottom row of the Defiant research for assaults? It will help you in overall power and for research leaderboards. Do it then. They can just buff those officers if they really wanted to. They are more likely to make new officers than buff old ones AT for the simple logic of you can't sell an officer somebody already has. So if they were going to do it, they would do it the Zephyr way, which is make new ones. But I would absolutely hate it. I would hate it. Give me better entity officers. Give me better PvE officers, which they have been doing. Give me better PvP officers. Give me better Armada officers. Make a new mechanic. I don't know. Solo officers. Solo wave officers. Not mining. It's just my thoughts and opinions. Just my thoughts and opinions. Let's see what other. I'll make sure I'm not missing because y'all got really talky here for a second. About survey dedicated PvP officers? Yeah, that's fine. If you want to make a survey specific PvP group, go for it. I run PvP groups on my surveys all the time. Like, this is generally what I run on my Nova right here. I make a battle miner. If somebody's going to come take my Nova, they're going to pay for it. And if they win, kudos to them. I already do that because as the game has progressed in research and the power creep has happened, we have so much protected cargo everywhere. Yeah, sure. I'm good. Even my low level accounts, man, like brand new in the game, mining with Horizons. Nobody struggles to get their dailies done. So, incursion officers could be neat. That'd be very, very niche though. Only be able to use them once a month. But hey. How about more common officers as good as Talon? They've pretty openly basically said they're done with common officers. You basically are only getting rare and epic now, and you might get one uncommon a year. You know, the big thing is actually just trying to fight them to not let them release, you know, legendary and go up a tier. You're basically done with all the other things. And thank you, Jay. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Like an officer with below deck warp range increase. That one's been brought up before. Yeah, it's been brought up. Refresh. Refresh. I actually do need to go count if I can do the temporal disruptor ones. I need to go count that. Going towards level 40 slowly. Very nice. Should I focus to have a grade 3 epic faction ship and max it? Absolutely. My 2 best ships are my Voyager, close to 5.3, and Burrell, close to 5. 100%. You want an epic faction ship. Usually most people pick the Enterprise, but yes. 100%. Let's go in here and see. I've got 89. What does that turn into? I'm getting how much per? Oh, I'm doing that the wrong way. No, I'm doing that the right. I'm getting 60 per. 60 times 89, 5,340. Not enough. Not enough. Also, the Book of Coast Emojin. How many of these do I have maxed? I might have enough, honestly. Between all of them. We might be able to swing that. All right. G5 epics are so good and the G6 uncommon and rare are so bad. See, Brett, I don't agree with that. Like, the G6 uncommons are bad at PvP. They're not bad at armadas. They're not bad at PvE content. They're not bad at solo waves. They're bad at PvP. And I know a lot of people who are in G6 now are mostly PvP people. But we gotta be real careful with how we're wording things. They're not bad. They do everything in G6 very well. They're just not PvP ships. And I'll be honest, of the 269,000 people in the game right now, most of them don't give a rat's bahonky about that. I do. But yeah, there's 267,700 active players as of today. Yeah, most of them are not worried about this. I don't like wording it that way because it makes it sound like we just need to skip the 63 uncommon and the 66 rares and go all the way to 70. And I don't agree with that. You know, and then by the time most players get there, the repair costs aren't going to be an issue anymore. You know, it's just, remember when you dish out advice that if you are an early adopter, as in you go into G6 when G6 is new, or you go into G7 when it's new, or G5 when it's new, most, I would say 80 to 90% of the things that are painful for you are intentionally painful and will not be experienced by the free-to-play or light spinners who come behind you 2 years later, right? So the numbers of who's actually up there, because I like sharing numbers. Numbers are good. Numbers are how we can, know content and what's happening and stuff. So here's some recent numbers from earlier in the month of where players are. There are currently 15,580 people. Remember, I just said there was over 267,000 active in the game. There are 15,000, just 15.5K in G6. That's it. 15.5K, that's all. And then over 30,000 in G5 and about 70,000 in G4. And that puts everybody else 39 and below. Right? So a lot of the things that you've experienced, the problems, those average people, all those literally hundreds of thousands of people who are catching up to you, they're not going to experience those woes. So, Devtron, I can't answer that question. So I'm sorry. There's no point in asking. I can't answer that one. Like, whether I know or not, I cannot tell you the answer. So, be nice to have a thing at the top that tells you how many temporal artifacts you get from refining everything. I don't want to have to grab a calculator every incursion. Sure. Yeah, death to calculators is what I heard. Yeah, we should go back to using an abacus. I agree. Will Scopely consider away team mechanics that use ships in your hangar, giving reason to not scrap, as Scopely hates the idea of scrapping to progress? Well, they've already said G5 scrapping is happening this year, and I've already told y'all that I've been pushing and for years, and don't be surprised if you see an away team update. So we'll just have to see what that ends up looking like when it actually does come. But yeah, I mean, all these things are things that you should expect to be coming. So we just saw a lot of catch-up mechanics get released with the Crinum Formation Armadas. That's a huge catch-up mechanic. The Solo Waves and the Elite Solo Waves, that's a huge catch-up mechanic. Those are all good things. Back from the Sunday Walk and Breakfast. Well, welcome back, Bob. Good to see you, and thank you. My scope and everything is tomorrow, and I think it's a scope, and they're also going to take out a little piece for a biopsy test, and we'll see how that goes. So appreciate y'all. Time for a second scrapper. That one's not going to happen. That I have argued for that one, and maybe they'll change their mind. They've changed their mind before, but I know that's one that they've specifically said no. Just like being able to speed it up has been said no. Recently went to 42. Been there about a month, and I'm looking at things like Way Team Hostile Grinds, 3 ups above. Moving to 43 would make AT Swarms and Gorn better. Opinion. Sure. I mean, my goal was always 42, but you can go to 43 if you want to, and then go to 46, and then go 49/50. You know, you're jumping a couple levels at a time. So, don't even like the first scrapper? Yeah. Here's something. The Kashar still kind of stinks at times. A year later, fix it, please. Brandon, I feel like that's complaining for the sake of complaining. The Kashar is fine. It's free. Enjoy it. There you go. That's my thoughts. So, how does crit reduction work when fighting against Garrick? If I have a lot of crit reduction research, how fast can Garrick overcome that? Depends on the round in the fight you're giving me. You have to give me specifics. You can't just tell me like generic, like what tier officers are we compared to and what research. Because remember, there's things like prime crit evasion that you can get with, you know, one of the particles in the event store right now. That comes into play. You know, we have a lot of layers in this. So I'd need more than just, hey, Garrick versus reduction. You know where I can see how many players are in each tier of the game, as in see how many G6 players there are? Yeah, STFC.pro. Or you can just ask me. There are over 1,000 level 70s, and there are 15,580 as of April 12th G6 players. I'm happy to share the numbers, DevDrop. Would you still suggest Strike Team to be the best counter in Mirror Picard and Mirror Data? Yes. And the best counter options to PvP Chaos Tech for free to play would be other Chaos Tech. It depends on which Chaos Tech, because most of the good Chaos Tech for PvP are free to play. The Unimatrix Shielding and the Q Cannon are free to play. This is your soapbox. I feel like the soapbox is, I put it this way to you, Brandon. I appreciate you, but the Kashar thing has been beat to death. Everybody's been griping about it for like 2 years now. It's not like a soapbox that nobody's heard. We've heard it. We get it. People are tired of the Kashar not being 100% perfect. I'm just tired of beating a dead horse. Don't you ever get tired of stop? You want to keep beating the dead horse? The horse has been beaten sufficiently. They heard you. They just might not care to do what you want them to do. But it's been beaten every day by everybody for 2 years. That's why I don't want to beat it anymore. It's already been beaten. The poor thing's just bones. There's not even a horse anymore. When PvP ranges were set, how many Op 60 plus players were there? It's time to reset those ranges. Gary, if you ask me, I believe that PvP ranges should be taken away completely. I think that it should be completely open just how it is in territory. I'm assuming you meant the same thing. I'm assuming you meant the same thing. So I think all of those should be wiped off. No PvP ranges. RV agrees. Thank you, RV. There's more positive than negative from the Kashar. Yeah, I can understand if you bought it when it came out, being frustrated. I get that. But main point was that's a horse that's been beaten. So we need War Room ran every week. I think the War Room should run more often. 100% agree. Because as you can see, like I've only got mine at 24. Like, and then when it is active, you can forget it's active and then don't even go and upgrade it. So the horse has been beat so hard, McDonald's added to the menu. Yeah, they're making burgers out of it now. So Schaefer, yo, thank you so much for donating $3 to my family. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Compare anything from the Third Doctor era to the original series. Carnival of Death could be an episode. Are y'all talking about a Doctor Who Star Trek crossover? Because look, that sounds amazing, but until Paramount buys Doctor Who, I don't think so. Wait, who owns Doctor Who right now? Yeah, Disney Plus. They have a distribution deal with BBC. BBC still owns it. I don't think they would sell it because I know Disney had it. So Disney just has the streaming rights. I was just curious if Disney had managed to buy it from the BBC. Yeah. You got to remember that those crossovers that can happen have to be something that Paramount / CBS owns. So, yeah, Primo, I would say the BBC would never give it up, but I mean, crazy things happen, right? Money's money. If I was the BBC, I would never sell Doctor Who, but I also have never had the House of Mouse try to come up here with, you know, several $1 million and, or in that case, probably several $1 trillion and say, hey, do what I want. I mean, you know what I mean? Look at the bright side. We got a SpongeBob and Strange New World crossover. Yeah, that was actually, we watched it last night on Twitch. I thought it was a cute commercial. I thought that was a cute commercial. There are comics, Kira Dax. There are comics indeed. Get that 61? Why? Why would I get him? It's just a little baby Northcutt. It's just a tiny Northcutt. Why would I get it? I don't know what that crew is. It's okay. There's better crews. But why would I get it? It's just a baby Northcutt. Here's the exclamation point. That's the caution symbol. I mean, y'all are so needy. Fine. I'll bring the sound pack. Y'all are so needy. Everybody wants to hit targets when they're not your targets. I don't see you on your server doing it. Just want Rev to do it. I know the previous prime minister wanted to outsource all production of the BBC and basically its current model, but I think that new government is not moving forward. I don't know because I don't follow non-American politics that closely, and we don't even do politics here. So we could get a Star Trek NCIS crossover. No, what you're going to get is a Star Trek Tulsa King crossover. Yup. Rocky Balboa or Sylvester Stallone coming to Star Trek. A theater near you. All right. Let me come over here. Y'all bugged me about it. Here we go. Y'all happy now? You happy? There you go. Sompek got to get some use in. Yay, Sompek. Everybody's happy. I didn't even use my Enterprise. I brought the Sompek out. All right. I think we got all those. Now we can head back home. I think I need one more jump to finish my anomalous phenomenon, so. We'll see the Enterprise B and Enterprise C not soon enough, if you ask me. I would love to see those in the game. So, I'd love to see those in the game. Alliance may hit 42, but no DTI building gift. Time to open a ticket? Yes, plain simple, Gary. Yes. Time to open a ticket. Now, if they just hit it, you might have to wait for a reset, but I'm assuming they've been there a minute and it's still not showing up. We've had multiple people have to submit that ticket. So. There's the Sompek. Still getting some use. Love that ship. All right. Star Trek Halo crossover? Oh, my Lanta. Y'all are ridiculous. How about Star Trek Fleet Command questions? Y'all got any of those? Anybody got more of those Star Trek Fleet Command questions? Bunch of goofy goobers. So. Bunch of goofy goobers. All right. We're going to recall and see where we end up. I think we're one away. I think I'm one summon away from finishing. Yeah, I got to get that done. Then we got to go do our NSEA so I can get my Jason Nesmith shards. I actually do need Jason Nesmith. Then I need to come in here. Turn that on. How do I increase the crit on officers for away missions? That is by their traits, Butter. you'll come in here. I'll claim these real quick. And I'll show you. See, I got a critical success. It's because I have all the traits. So if I was to go down to that same one I just did, critical traits. And if you fill in these boxes, that's what's going to increase your critical chance. So like Sharvanik, I've got her almost completely upgraded. And then for manipulative, I have Tomalak. So I've got a 95% chance of getting a critical, which would then pay me out those currencies. And if I go health here, I'll put that up there. And, you know, I'll put this up there. It gives me a chance to give me 4,300. 95% chance to get 4,300 more tomorrow when I claim that one. So, thoughts on the Saints draft? I thought they did a good job. I'm happy with it. Is it stellar? No, but I'm happy with it. Have it help, Buttercup. What about the Enterprise D refit from All Good Things? That is in Mirror Space. It's there. Now, I would love to have a refit that we could use. Absolutely. But if you want to see that ship, it's in the Mirror Universe right now. It's in Mirror Space. Let's do traits. And this is something that I was talking to that level 19 player, Schaefer, by the way. Thank you for supporting me and the family. For anybody who wants to, those are the links in chat, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Everything's going for the unexpected medical expenses. But this is why I'm big on those as a low-level player, is getting these. If you can get as many of them above 70% as you can, I mean, look, that's 32,000 more Latinum. Well, I've been going through Latinum with these upgrades. I need Latinum. So anything I can do to critical these adds up so much over time and is so valuable. Let's see, do we have any? Yep, we got you right there. It's like this is a 62% chance for more. And then, of course, I'm getting speed ups as well. So I'm really, really big fan. Really big fan of all these. So I think, yeah, I've only got that one. So now that one's only a 13% chance. But I mean, hey, it's a 13% chance. And I try to get as much of those as I can. And then, of course, you get your dailies. You got those done. Let's see them add some of those attributes to the new rares. The epics are so expensive to tier. Yeah. Yep. All right, so we got that done, let's do repair the cube real quick. And we're just going to actually, I'm not going to move it. Who cares? I rarely ever use this. We're just going to jump somewhere. Hey, we're going to jump here. There we go. That'll finish us up. So go to the end of tier 8 and just don't go to tier 9. Correct, Scud Missile. That's what we recommend for the Ferengi Whip. Kal-El says, I've been slowly taking the Rainbow Mission Criticals to 100% success. Getting lat every single time I send it out is hella nice. It's such a huge thing for my free-to-play players, especially because that method, for me, can get about 100,000 Latinum a day between all my away team missions and the pulls you can do. That's huge, man. Now, granted, you're talking G5 numbers. It's not that much, but you know, I'm making a push on my lower level account, and I had 170,000 lat saved up. That's because of the away teams. And on those away teams, I try to focus on that. All right, so get that dock, that's dock. Let's throw a shield on just because I did hit somebody. And let's switch over to that account real quick. So here is my level 31 account now. I'm leveling it up. See, I've got a 66% chance there for almost 900 Latinum. You might go, Rev, that's not a lot of Latinum. It is when you're level 31. It absolutely is a lot. Down here. Right? So I've got also the foreign trade agreement. This one I'm still working on. It's only 10%, but that's 4,000. So slowly working on these is incredibly valuable. And let me speed this up real quick and see if I can get another one to spawn. Didn't get one there. That's fine, though. But see, we got this one. And I had just been upgrading Carol. Carol must be here? Yeah, so I've got Carol. So let's speed this one up. We'll speed this up and we'll see how we do. Do we crit this one for one? Collect. That make no sense. Hey, there we go. Got about 900 more Latinum. That helps out tremendously for a lower level player. And now I'm going to take that same one we just saw, research and development. Go to my traits. You see I've been working on Carol. Now I don't have charismatic. So I'll go put a charismatic there. Look, 50% chance. Now we're going to put another defense officer. Let's do one of 11. That's almost 1,000 faction credits. And if you're like level 30 or 31, that's a lot of faction credits, y'all. Especially if you're planning for things like the Enterprise at level 34, right? So huge recommendation is for people to really try to focus in on getting your away team started early and investing that away team trade XP and never missing a day so that you can always claim the away team leader, which gives you another, 1,000, depending on which level. I think it maxes out 1,200 a day. And then, of course, you get your Bajor faction, pays you out more. Super, super recommend. And I've got to go grind more of those. So let's speed this up and go do that real quick. While we're sitting here. Had you and your alliance doing alliance tournaments? Well, it's not over yet. I mean, we still got tournaments going on, which reminds me, I need to see, do I have anything I can grind? Zindy grind is tough because I did not level up that far. Wave defense, I could technically do. That'd be a real pain in the keister, but we're in expert league and we're not getting relegated, so that's all that matters. It was our first time in expert league, and we are mostly a younger server, so we're working on it. Hey, I know Brown Code Armada. They were on server 20. Yeah, this is an alliance on server 20. This is a 6-year-old server and alliance. So the fact that we're right there with them, I'll take that. That's a win. And I'll be working more and more with our alliance to help them get better. And that video we did talking about the alliance, or talking with the two alliances that have 100%ed it, really inspired me. So I'm gonna try to do what I can. As a favorite ships tab, I'd love that idea, Brandon. Absolutely. I got all the lat crew high. Been working on the faction credit officers. Gowron, Carol, and Sharvanik are the best 3 to focus on for the credit missions. Yeah, have a video on the rainbow away team missions. That's what I call them, because they have a rainbow there. But the Federation one is Carol Marcus. The Romulan one is Sharvanik. The Klingon one is Gorkon. And then the lead expedition one is led by Nero. But you see I split here. I've got that 42%. And that's really helpful for getting ship BPs. And at some point, Scopely might, maybe I've heard rumors of them finally adding in more ships to the away team store. So I've been doing this diligently. Just turning these in. So you just got to keep saving up. Let's see what I'm at right now in that. Actually, let's do our Armada chest. I don't have any to pull. Let's go to away teams. I got 40,000 saved up on this account. So when I decide to start pushing for that Enterprise, I'll be able to start grabbing. I need to do a lot of rep grinding, though, because I don't have the rep. I am at 1.56 and 1.7, and that's not close enough. So I got to keep working on that. Hope they had Sigma speed ups to away teams. It would be very nice now, wouldn't it, RV? It would. Definitely. Ship presets are nice, but we need fleet presets. One click, all your ships and dock are affected. But what all would that look like, Brett? What's the best crew for a Mark II Revenant doing solos? A couple different things you can run. You can do Picard, Beverly, Gwen DeMarco. You can do Dejas Torah, Chakotay, Miles, so more shots. You can go big ISO hit. That's what the DeMarco would give you. It really just depends on who all you got. But those are probably 2 good ones I'll give you. That helps you out. I use both of those. Let's go hit some of this and see if we got anybody here OPC by chance. Always in for some OPC hunting. Doesn't look like there's anybody OPC. Well, drat darn it dang. Drat darn it dang. Oh well. I'm going to start grinding some of this out. And that also should have completed the daily. Sweet. Yay, daily. What tier can you take the NSCA to at Ops 50? Tier 11? Tier 14? I remember it can go up to 800 million plus power. Let me look on the Ops progression sheet real quick. The Ops progression sheet says you can take an NSCA to tier 14, I believe, at Ops 50. I'm sorry, tier 11. Tier 11 at Ops 50. My music is My Little Pony theme. It is definitely not. It is not, but thank you. We are going to be doing a new album. So those that don't know, we're listening to AI music. This is now that's what I call STFC 2024. We made this last year to make fun of like some of the things that happen in Star Trek Fleet Command, as well as to honor some of the people who support the channel. So we have content creators here, we have people who have donated, etc., and then of course just wonderful tales. Like, for example, Beware the Row. Wonder who wrote that one. The Lag Stole My Treasury. New Ship Joy. You know, we've got Moopsie's Berries and Cream song that Moose made. We're going to be doing this again. Texas Heat for Emily. No Mercy for Greed. If y'all are interested in that, we're going to be doing another album here shortly. Do another one here shortly. Let's see, 37. Let's see, that's what we want. We want that rep. We get as much rep as we can get. Yeah. When is scoping to add you to the game? They're not. Simple answer. They're not going to. Where can we listen to those songs? I have it as a playlist on my Discord. You can message me if you would like it. And I also had a little Google file for people to download it if they really wanted them. And I'll do the same thing for the one we do here in a month or two. I can't believe we're almost into May. So it's been like 6-7 months since we made the last one. And we'll make another one. So, what else we got here? What ops level did the level 50 ships come to the away team store? That is Ops 48. 48? 48 or 49? Let's go here. Brandon, go put that in my content creator ideas channel. You want to see Rev as a Klingon officer? As much as I appreciate y'all, I'm telling y'all, they'll never put me in the game. Me and Scopely do not have a good enough relationship for that. I have way too many people at Scopely who really do not like me. So that's never going to happen. I appreciate y'all wanting it to happen. It's very sweet, but it's just not going to happen. I am too loud and disruptive. Is Revenant tearing up Ops log? Yes, it is. Marcine, it is indeed. It is indeed. They need to eat rocks? Well, that sounds painful, but a Maquis arc would be fun with the Maquis Raider ship with Rolaren as an officer. That could be fun. For sure. That could be fun. Chill harder. I will say this. I believe that with this arc wrapping up, and controversial opinion, but I believe with this arc wrapping up, we have now had 3 straight good arcs. I know Rev's a shill. We should all turn off our channels and stop listening to him now. Don't give him another dime. But Section 31, was it good? I believe Solo Waves and this event store were good for the game. Short answer. I think they were good for the game. Maybe not the best officers in the world, but they're solid officers. And the mechanic was good. The event store was really good. Voyager Year of Hell also had a really good event store. Brought us the DTI system. We like the DTI. Crinum Formation Armadas are a catch-up for all Formation Armadas. We like that. If you make a new mechanic, speed up an old mechanic. We like the officers. And then Q Continuum brought us the Revenant and the Independent Archive. We've had 3 straight arcs of good content. 3 straight arcs. Now, there can be things that we say, hey, maybe we didn't like this or we didn't like that. I mean, for example, oops, I did not mean to ruin that. Oops. The Relativity, it's very meh, right? But in terms of what the content has been, we've had 6 months of good content. And Scopely has not done a 6 month straight of good content in a long time. right? Because we can scroll down here and find stuff that wasn't good content. Gorn Invasion 1 and 2 was not good content. Enterprise 1 through 3 was hated. The X-Borg update was liked, but it took a lot to get the Zindy loop into something people liked, right? Galaxy Quest Invasion, well, we know how that was received, right? Lower Decks 2 was not liked. Was not liked, right? So 3 straight arcs of people liking the content, like having mostly positive things to say. I'm hoping they keep that going. I really am. It's been a while to see this. It's been a while. So it makes me confident for Wrath of Khan. And having gotten to work with some of those game designers personally and give ideas and feedback, hopefully that keeps going. So, hopefully that keeps going. But we've gotten, like or love Scopely, you've gotten 3 straight arcs of good content, in my opinion. And we need to keep that trend alive. Keep that trend alive. They'll make you a blown up planet to a 1 million radiation system. Honestly, I'd take it. I did have a VIP request a system, because for those that don't know, there are VIPs who, if you spend a lot of money, hey, Hemi, good to see you. Who dat, buddy? I'm actually working on Who Dat Confessional podcast episodes after this. For those that don't know, if you spend a lot, you can get a planet. If you spend a lot, you can actually get a system. They requested a system, and they actually requested that Rev be one of the planets in that system. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Real quick, I'm going to use the Picard maneuver here. Recall, stop. Use the Picard maneuver here because I don't think I've shown y'all how to do that on screen in a while, so let's make sure that works. But we just got to wait. We don't move now. We wait for the red to stop flashing. There it is. Yay, we froze our hostile. So, for those that don't know, that's how you do the Picard maneuver. For those that don't know. Just, I don't know why I randomly decided to show you that to you, but there you go. Not counting the GS, the link between all 3 arcs is a good currency for the event stores and mechanic. Nice. What was this? That was the Picard maneuver. Be a perfect arc when they add Moopsy to the game. Could be a great PvP officer. I agree. We need more Moopsy. And by the way, if y'all are into the National Football League, I do have a football podcast that I'm doing more of this year. And y'all come check us out over there too. I just actually want y'all to be a part of my life. So all the things I'm doing, I try to encourage everybody to hang out with. We play Rust. You know, we play War Thunder. We do all the things. So Rev cheating. I'm not cheating. That's not cheating at all. How is that cheating? It's just freezing my chaser using the Picard maneuver. It's the biggest story of the draft. The biggest story of the draft is definitely that Shadur Sanders fell. But I didn't think he was a first-round pick to begin with. We don't need another Miranda-class ship with us having the Mayflower in the game. See, Anthony, this is where I strongly disagree with you, and I tell you to never speak again. Love you. You call it the ARSG maneuver, attack, recall, stop, go, but I like Picard better. So the Picard maneuver is referencing the episode in TNG where they use the Stargazer to, like, jump right in front type deal. So, did anybody not catch it? Do I need to explain it again? That's fine. Here, I don't mind doing it here. I'm actually going to take my camera off so you can see the exact steps. Let's go pick another system, and I'll show you. Mr. Red, good to see you. Welcome in. Biggest negative this month was the collection animation flop. But see, I don't agree, Fire Dog. That has received overwhelmingly positive reviews. People just said, hey, a couple things need to be adjusted. But at least in my community, that has easily been an 80% positive thing. Just something people said, hey, it's not perfect. It needs to be worked on. But it's been loved. But you're right. Not everybody does love it. I just don't know if I could call it a huge flop. All right. So I'll show y'all how this works when the hostile comes in. It's not super hard to do, but I don't think I've shown it in a long time. I went to another system. All right. So you see, there's my hostile. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get a little distance between it, right? So I'm just going to move it down here real quick. And there's a couple of ways to do this, so If you've got a similar way, that's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to pick right behind it. We don't have to actually attack it. We're going to pick right behind it, tell it to go. Then we're going to tell it to recall, and then immediately hit stop. All right, so you saw what we did. We told it to go to the hostile or towards it, then recall to base, and then immediately hit the stop button. And now we sit there and wait for it to freeze, the red to stop flashing, then we can move again. And that is how you do the Picard maneuver. That's it. And now that hostile will just sit there and do diddly kumquat for the rest of its existence. So, there you go. Exactly. It's trying to hit you where you were going, but you froze it with the jump maneuver. So, if you didn't know, now you know how to freeze a chaser. One of the many ways to stop a chaser. Yeah, that's the hunter and the FKR systems. But that also works in the bounty hunter systems and stuff like that. See, he's just going to chill there for the rest of his life. Or somebody comes and blows him up. Or he naturally despawns. It's going to get fixed by the con art? Well, it's been there, I'm a junior, for years, so I don't think it's going to get fixed. But honestly, if Scopely are watching my live stream on a Sunday over an hour into the stream, shout out to that Scopely employee. So, all right, recall, because I'm done with that. When the Enterprise BB is Star Trek Generations movie art, we've technically already done Generations. But, yes, it would. But we have technically already done Generations quite recently. The Texas system, it's handy when you need to do the Armadas. Yeah. Beast of Technique, when I started, it required 2 ships. Yeah. Because you can still do the 2-ship method where you bring in 2 right at the same time. And then there's like a 10-second window. So the second ship comes in within 10 seconds of the first one. It doesn't populate a new hostile. And then you just withdraw the first one. No hostile. So. But either way, it's just a helpful tip to get you guys and gals a little bit... oh no, I mean, if you're a lower level especially, and you don't have all 3 factions positive, that helps you if you're trying to do Armadas or something. Would triple lock be better than double lock? Oh, for sure. I definitely recommend everybody triple lock. That's big for me. Not everybody agrees with me, but I'm big on triple lock. Also, a big thank you to Quincy. Quincy just donated $20 to my family and for the medical funds. Thank you very, very much for that. I very much appreciate it. Here, let me put it up on the board because me and my wife, well, just some might call it cheesy, but we really appreciate it, and we like to know who did it, and we like to thank them, and you know, I like to pray for the people who are kind and generous to me and the kids. So let me put this in there. Thank you very much, Quincy. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you're having a blessed day. It's now been updated on the chart. Thank you very, very much for donating to me and the kids. It means a lot. Can't do it without you. So heckin' thank you. Okay? Heckin' thank you. And if anybody else wants to, again, never required, links are in the chat. You didn't know about the Picard maneuver? Been playing for over 6 years? Well, look, John, there, I can teach you a thing or two. That's the neat thing about Rev streams. You're probably going to learn something. You might not agree with everything that I say or every opinion I have. Hey, I hunt OPC in token space. You might not agree. But I'm sure I can teach you something. And I'd love to do that. And I appreciate the opportunity to do it. Thing I look forward to the most each arc is the new ship being added to the IA building. Though I'm 61 and still have yet to max the Mantis and Defiant slow drip. Really? You haven't maxed the Defiant? Now the Mantis, I'm with you on that one, but I definitely maxed my Defiant. Excuse me. What's the deal with Texas class supply ships? Will Scopely ever fix that issue so we can complete the field training? I don't understand what you're asking. What do you mean? You mean having to actively hit them? That's intentional. That's not something that needs fixing. Ooh, there's a baddie in here. Do I have I don't even think I have a PvP crew. Yeah, I don't even have... Where's Kirk? Kirk's on an away mission. Oh, gosh. I guess I'll go grab him. I have no PvP crew right now. I have no real PvP crew right now. Hopefully, I win this leaderboard and I'll have a PvP crew. Hopefully. Come on. Oh, didn't get the... Well, that's a bummer. That's a real bummer. I didn't get the critical on that one. Okay. Let's get this. We got our Bortas, and yep, that's what we're running. I don't have anything below deck to really throw in. I guess I could throw Dane in for a little bit extra oomph. You know, a little bit Speedy Gonzalez. If I can get Mirror Picard, I've got Mirror Data. You know, the free-to-play grind is a rough one. It's hard to free-to-play in these streets. So, we'll just throw Dane down there. A little extra hip and my giddy up. Let's go hit that war target. All right. You have your Mantis Max and Defiance isn't even obsocked? Yeah, I just was... I'm so big on the Defiant loop and the Bajor loop because of what it provides. So, it's really big for me. Are we getting a new Ricardo Montacon? Yes. I can answer that. I can't tell you what that would look like, but I mean, we know the Wrath of Khan arc is coming, so I'm not revealing any secrets here. Yes. Now, what does that look like? I can't tell you. Are they ever bringing back the new field training? I actually don't know. Don't know. They aren't always... Oh, so you're just speaking of them not always being in the system. Yeah, so you can try to force spawn them by clearing out everything else. So. We may not agree on Roe. We have one thing in common. We're Saints fans. Hey, you could be wrong on Roe as long as we follow the Saints together and our new 87-year-old quarterback. Love you, buddy. You've been checking out the podcast lately? We've got, I think, 3 episodes out this season already, man. I'm also going to be doing a little bit more NFL general coverage as well. Mostly Saints, obviously. It's going to be like 80% Saints, but also I'll cover around the NFL some stuff as well from my experience working with teams. How much should I invest in the Franklin versus the Discovery? The Disco you should definitely invest in. The Franklin is secondary at best. But yes on the Disco. Good choice on the 26 and 28 ships. You can tell I'm going to be scrapping, can't you? You can tell I'm going to be scrapping, can't you, Sugar Fat Man? And my Vidar is now maxed, by the way. So at level 30, I've gone up to 31, but by level 30, I'd max my Vidar, max the Botany Bay. I'm working on unlocking the Amalgam now. Progress, y'all. Progress. Good choice on the 26 and 28s. I thought, I so much appreciate you're so kind. Your kind words. Your kind words. Great for us here in Louisville. A good pick. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, you can't be worse than Rattler. So, does Scopely understand how badly we want an Enterprise A refit? Yes. It's one of the things I pushed really heavy to the game design team about the Wrath of Khan arc. I'm not saying you're getting it, but I can tell you, yes, I definitely pushed it. You did 60 solo waves the other day? That's rough. Hey, congrats. Did you finish it? Did you get it done? How far did you make it? Tier 1 chapel? Nice. I have here the group, some of the officers I've got. I managed to get mirror data. I've got Enterprise E data almost tier 2, which I'm very excited about. I've got a Bolana Torres. I've got Benjamin Sisko. And then I've got this. So you can see I'm still missing a lot. But I've got a couple of like really nice important pieces. But yeah, there's a lot that I'm missing. Oh, we got our ship here. Let's go get this guy. Atlas's Lobsters. All right, I'm going to hit you with the oldest PvP crew known to man. Too many people getting Sally's at 28 because the hype around it still lives on. That is true. The hype of the Saladin has carried that thing into 2025. It has not been OP since 2021. And yet the mythos around it, man, just the Saladin is this mythical ship that people just believe is the strongest ship in the game for like 30 levels. So I missed one. Ooh, I'll go back and look. All right, 22 over there. Where's the one? Oh, you're right. I did. Oh, my Lanta. I'm becoming a terrible warrior. Becoming a terrible warrior. Let's go see who this is. This is Kilgris. You can't root for any team from Houston. Well, good. I don't represent a team from Houston. I'm from Je suis de Louisiane. Seeing Ob 60 Plus using to pop bases. Really? Okay. Wrath of Khanark will bring Khan as the baddest PvP officer ever. That would make canonical sense, right? It would make sense to make him a very good PvP officer or something PvP related, right? Definitely makes sense. The pizza cutter sucks. I don't know about that either. I don't think it sucks. I just think it's equal to the Bortas and the Centurion. So, can I still hit down to a 22? All right, I can hit a 23. Leveling up, you got to remember where your brackets are. Would Nurse Chapel be a better option below Dex than Grush despite losing 150% crew stats? Yes. Because she's giving you ISO. So yes. You're a college guy? Glad a lot of former band players are excelling in the league. So the only familiarity I really have with college is I had to cover college when I was covering the league. So for those that don't know, I have a background in NFL scouting, and I've had my reports in front of 2 teams' scouting departments specifically. But I transferred that into working with the Athletic and Bleacher Report. So my college stuff was always just watching the game. So I never really had a favorite team because I was watching so many different teams. Usually I do regions and watch all the teams in that region. So I don't really have a college team, but I love the sport. From a Euro fan, where are my Twitch time? So Twitch is usually 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for Star Trek Fleet Command and 5 p.m. Central Standard Time for War Thunder. For reference, it is 1:30 right now. So it would normally start, the Star Trek portion would normally start in 5 hours-ish. So. Ish. You're basically a scout. Half the regulars on my Sunday League team are colleagues. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Because time is of the essence. I think the Saladin still has a mythical ethos because of Jonathan Ingram using it to beat 6-star uncommon ships. Yeah, I mean, it still has that big first round gun, and if you have a ton of ISO and all these other things, yeah, for sure, it can punch. I'm just more speaking out to the average player out there in the game, wanting to know that they can avoid the pain of trying to have all these ships that take crystal. So, is 3 million Latinum enough to go to OS 52? Yeah. I mean, just generally speaking, yes. Who is this, by the way, with their cube? It is Cortega. Are they grinding with 3 ships right now? I respect the hustle. I respect the hustle. I'll still cry when I remember the day of relentless assault with your Sally. That's an emotional attachment. There are a lot more ships now that can take the place of Saladin, but back in the day it was nuts. Oh, yeah. And new players, or heck, even players who've been here 3 or 4 years don't know that when the game first launched, they actually had to do a massive update because explorers were so grossly underpowered. The Saladin was even stronger because of that, right? Their stats were just significantly lower. Like there was 0 explorers that you were recommended to get except the Enterprise because of its special ship ability. Explorers, all of them had to be boosted because of how weak they were. There's only been a couple times in games ships have had their stats manually boosted. The original Explorers had to have that, and then the G5 Epics, the Tribune was so good that they boosted the Enterprise A and the Hegta, gave them base stat boost because the Tribune's special ability was so good. Yep. Fun history facts. It's possible to skip the G4 ships with all the special ships. I wouldn't recommend it. I say that all the time. I think that every time you get to a faction ship era, like 34, 42, 46, you pick up at least one. Every time. Is that why the Rialta is so good? The Rialta has some quirky stats, quirky ways you can manipulate their base stats and balloon them, yes. But I don't think that's because of the update. That's just more of a people knowing how to mess with the math. That's what that is more than anything. This guy's really grinding with all of his ships right now. He's got solid crewing too. Who's Cortega? I need to freaking recruit them. Seems like they know what they're doing. Seems like they know a thing or two. So, let's see. You've seen Rialta's 1 million plus power. Hey, we can all level up. We can all get stronger. I'm gonna go check all these systems. We actually just finished one war. That was fun. Didn't last very long, but shout out to those folks. And now I've got this Bortas that I'm currently leveling. I maxed it out so I could hopefully, I really want to get this leaderboard, so I'm trying to watch it. I'm currently double the next person, but I mean, that's a full unlock. And even if I got here, I should be good. Let me go actually go see. I might need to actually get all the way. How close am I on Mirror Picard? Do I have any Mirror Picard? Okay, I'm at 35 out of 100 on Mirror Picard. So if I got third place or better, I will unlock him. That'll be huge. You're level 47 with no G4 faction ship? Okay. I would slow down and pick up faction ships. That's what I would do. You'd have just copied the tribute special ability and changed the proc to morale and hull breach on the other G4s, respectively. That would have been one way to handle it. Speed of impulse or speed of warp? What are you asking, Walter? You asking which one to use for Fleet Commander Kurt? I usually do the impulse one, but it depends. Also, I'm so happy to have a Max Vidar. Means at level 35, I'm getting immediately a Talios. I don't think you have to worry. A large group do not see Mirror Picard as valuable because PvP do not understand how good Hugh is. That's my hope. And that way I'll finally have a semi-decent PvP crew. I still have to figure out what my third sidecar is going to be there because I don't have the Amalgam yet. So I don't have Honor Guard Wharf. So, like, who am I going to put on the side? I don't know, but I'll have Mirror Picard, Mirror Data, and then no idea who I'm going to run on the third. Maybe Gorkon. I don't know yet. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. We'll see. I'll have to figure that out. But there definitely will be an improvement to where I'm currently at. So, I don't have Khan yet, Dobo. I am working on Khan. Now that I have maxed out the Botany Bay, I'm slowly getting Khan shards. Thanks to the Botany Bay. But even then, Khan needs to have a lot of tiers for his valuable because giving me a plus 1% chance is pretty meh. I do have Harrison, but that's only, one round. And then remember, the whole point of Apex, which is what the Mirror Crew is built around, is to make the fights go longer. So Gorkon would likely be a better option there. Harrison's good if you want really short fights. Like if you want to slam a lot of ISO, that's how you would pair that. So D. At what level can I scrap an Augur, D4, and Enterprise? Level 50. Might be a little bit earlier than that. Hold on, let me double check. I think it's level 50, but let me look. STFC.space has that information if anybody's ever curious. G3. Scrapping. Yeah, level 50. I was right. Shocking. Mort 11. So you've not got transporter patterns yet? Yeah, I have. Well, I have transporter patterns via Grush. So I've got Syndicate 29. So because of that, I got transporter patterns from Grush, which allowed me to get Pike unlocked. So I have Pike Moreau Chin already. Now, I don't have a max Chin, but I do have Chin. So just slowly working on unlocking everything I can. Yep, just plugging away at it. Did I get any Chin shards there? I don't think I did. So I was just plugging away, doing what I can. Pipe Moreau Harrison on Saladin. It's solid, but it's not great, Artilac. Just because of what all has been added to the game in those times. It's still solid. I would tell you this, Pipe Moreau Harrison as base defense is still quite nice because that means all of your guns would get 100% bypass. So if you remember, if we're doing base defense, we'll put things like Pipe Moreau Harrison on like a miner so all the guns can take advantage in that first round. I forgot, next ship to scrap, have Max the Jelly and Max the Pylum, kind of leaning towards scrapping Pylum to put into the Roddy. You'd be scrapping the Pylum to put into your Rotaran, but maxing it's pretty pricey for what you're getting. So, and nobody's here. Hello. All right, let's go back and look for more people since we're at the war. War is such a bloody thing of destroying many, many miners. So many miners, so little time. Although if I find a base, I'll hit a base. It's just one annoying thing about the marking system is you can easily spot ships. You cannot easily spot bases. You have to actually zoom in to see the bases, which is quite annoying. That's quite annoying. Hey, John, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. You get the ISS Jelly Bean piece from scrapping it? No, you get the ISS Jelly Bean piece from doing your Armada chest pulls. And your Alliance can have a tournament service they can turn on. I'm sorry, a territory service they can turn on that gives that as well. So. And I do need to get the Mantis. I don't have the Mantis yet. Mantis is on my list of things to acquire. Do not have one of those yet. But soonish. Use up Latimax Gen. It is a good idea, yeah. It is. Right now I'm leveling, so I don't want to do that. But I also want to add in that there are a lot of other officers to grab that are good for PvE besides Chin. Like, for example, I've almost got a tier 2 Data. That isn't saying that Chin's outdated. There's just a lot of really good PvE officers in the game now. So I don't have to throw all my Latinum away if I don't want to. Let's see. What can I do? Uncommon skill points. That's spending 3,000. Gorn can't do. Wave defense. Give me something I can do, dang it. Spend 1,000 premium. That I should be able to do if we run one. Spend 3,000 uncommon commander skill points. I don't think I can do that. Skill to reduce warp ranges on ships? Nope. They have not changed warp range on any ship, Hemi. They have not. The 34s count for the Zindi task? What 34s are you referring to, Dinwit? You out of credits currently due to the BPs for the G5 Epics. Otherwise, I just build a Hegtai and scrap that. Hey, Kal-El, use Latinum. Just get rid of all your Latinum. Would be a good reward for level 26 in the Alliance Tournament shop. Well, I don't know what league you're in, but primes like Prime Valor, good. That's an early one. We've also got, if you're preparing for the future, you can get the export primes. You have Prime Syndicate, which I like. Ship Parts Prime is for later, but still really good to have if you're looking forward to G4 and stuff. I've already got that one, but I do recommend the Transwarp Drive skin. I've not unlocked the Voyager yet. I actually can't even see how much currency I have, which is annoying. But that's really good for later. The Columbia skin. There's Mira Picard. Tempting to do Mira Kira, but that price is really high. Even tempting to do the Vindicator just to prep for the future, but why level 60 attack, level 49 minor with no resources taken? I don't know, Mihai. Maybe they just wanted to. I don't know. Andy Billups is the real MVP. If you have the Strike Team sets, yes. Strike Team sets are good. Remember, this is a low-level account, so we're still working through all that, right? We're still working through all that. Don't have X-Borg, don't have Bajor. We're still working on our Stella Loop, right? Low-level gameplay over here. Oh, I do have this, though. I need to remember to come pull that every day. It's not going to let me pull it again. Let me pull it again. Yeah, bug out and let me pull it again. So, I do need, Domo, you can remind me to do that every day if you'd like. That'd be greatly appreciated. But all right, y'all, we're going to wrap it up. If y'all have any other questions, shoot me a message on Discord. We have a Discord. If you'd like to support the channel, remember we are trying to pay off our medical expenses. Any donation is appreciated, never required. I will have content out tomorrow. We'll see how I'm doing after the anesthesia and stuff. But let me know your thoughts on the arc as well. Love and appreciate y'all. Going to be working on some of our Star Trek, our football stuff. So if you want to check out the podcast, check out Who Dat Confessional. Live long and plunder. Stay safe out there, Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Any other questions, hit me up with you. Love you. See you on the next one. We're out.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.